Jamie, it's defeat here today in the League Cup. What do you make of that?
A really tough first game for us, to be honest, especially when we talk about it from a competitive lens. Cambridge made it really hard for us in a lot of different ways. Really resilient and robust and organised out of possession, which caused us a problem, meant that we had to be more precise with our build and create phases. But I think the players stood up to that challenge really, really well, and I think a lot of our possession in different areas of the pitch was really positive. I think the one clear-cut thing from us is what it looks like when we get into that final third. A lot of creativity, but we just need to refine the details that we're looking for. But really, really positive. I think the first goal that they scored was, for me, I felt like it was just a calamity of small little details that we missed out on. But ultimately, they're all learning opportunities, and that's something that we've emphasised to the players. It's a learning opportunity, and would rather it be now than kind of next week.
Of course, today you gave about 5 different sort of debuts to players. What do you make of their contribution?
I felt they did themselves, a great credit, and the club a great credit. Asking that many players to step up and to take responsibility in a game like today was a great opportunity for them, and I felt they did it really well. Again, opportunities to reflect and for them to learn and to recognise the small margins between the two different levels. But they gave their all, they applied themselves brilliantly, and can't question that really. So thank you to them in particular.
You talk about the positives there being the opportunities that were created in front of goal. Do you think it's just like a bit of rustiness still creeping in there for the fact that you didn't get those finishes?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's also a bit of consistency as well. So we've had a few players that, rightly so, in the off-season, booking holidays and stuff like that. So, ultimately when players have gone and come back and again, it doesn't help with the rhythm of what we're trying to do, but ultimately it's the cards that we're dealt, and we have to make sure that when we get them in and we can work with them, that we're really trying to refine that detail. And I think we have, because the moments that we saw when getting into those stages of the game were really, really positive. Yeah, it's just refining those details.
And of course, you brought on Britt Gill in the second half, gave her about 20 minutes or so to change the game. And do you feel that she did that?
100%. Britt's a player with tremendous personality, both on and off the pitch, and you saw the impact that she had when she come on, her ability to receive and play off 1 or 2 touches, her awareness and kind of creativity to be able to combine and kind of cause opponents issues, both kind of between and behind lines. So she's a really bright player, and I'm really delighted to have her back on board. Massive credit to Phil Ashwell for all of the amazing work that he's done with her to get her back to where she is now, because ultimately, we were probably looking at another 2 or 3 weeks in terms of her rehab, but he's done a tremendous job to get her to that point, and credit to her for her, her robustness to keep going, even though she's kind of, as in a rehab, it's kind of going through a bit of a pain barrier, and she's done that and come back kind of earlier than we expected, so credit to them both really.
Of course, defeat here does mean that the club goes into the league plate, something that happened last season, and the club reached the semi-finals of the competition. Is that something you're looking to emulate again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we're going to every game wanting to win as much as we can. It does give us an opportunity to look at the competition from a different perspective. We also have to be realistic as well. When you look at our squad, we've got 7 or 8 from our first team squad missing today. So ultimately, hopefully that might help us when it comes to the distance that we can go in the cup, in the plate. Apologies. But I think for us the main attention is the league and the FA Cup. It's not to kind of discredit that competition at all, but that's where we really want to kind of put a marker down in those 2 competitions.
And where does today's performance and result go into this week and to the messages to the players and looking ahead to Caterham next weekend?
And that's the thing that we emphasised. We're looking within our preparation for this week of trying to refine what our game model looks like. So ultimately, trying to really kind of have a laser focus on some of the key areas that we want within our game model that need to probably go up a level or two. And it wasn't to discredit Cambridge by any kind of stretch of imagination. It was very much, we've got another week in order to prepare, ready for next Sunday. And that's where we want to have the biggest impact that we can. So, yeah, that's where the work that we had done this week was in preparation for obviously going out and winning the game Sunday, but looking at the longer term picture, which is next weekend and the start of our league campaign. With regards to Tuesday, yeah, we'll be looking at Cambridge in more detail and looking at how we can really look to capitalise on, their opportunities and our threats, really.